Busy lining up now and beginning to prepare to get this game underway with kickoff, as Guiseley will be shooting from left to right. So that means from as we sit. So that means defending the goal behind the scoreboard and the railway end of the ground. It's underway, and the first effort is to punt the ball forward and head it up in the air by trialist, and that word is one that's oft used in pre-season friendlies and is the curse of why we quite often don't bother doing the commentary. Don't mind as we maybe have a late sub, because Tom maybe will just be sticking to do the co-commentary here. It's good to see we're fully organised in this setup. Dan Cowan on the ball for Guiseley. Plays it to the right-hand side where George Cantrell plays it in field now. Guiseley just passing the ball, keeping it neatly until Prince Ekpolo loses it, stretches after it. It's collected by Halifax and then swiftly won back by Kaine Felix. Referee goes back to the original incident and gives Halifax a free kick, as we then see the Lions embarking on their first defensive piece of play of the afternoon, because the visitors spray the ball well down that right-hand side. It's dinked infield. Hamza Ben-Sharif stretches. Of course, one of his old clubs hoofs the ball out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in for Halifax on the right-hand side, up about level with the edge of the penalty area. Yeah,
you'd say it's a good start for FC Halifax Town, and again, they're a level above, and they've got a very established team here. It's a case they've no trialists. While guys, they've got a couple of players who are obviously trying to make that impression. So, good start for FC Halifax Town, but we'll just see whether we can get into it.
And again, the visitors pressing. Again, forgive the failure with names as we just try to work out who's in what number. Good challenge comes in as Kaine Felix aims to make his way out of right-back position. And in the end, it's going to be a Guiseley throw in right-back position, which George Cantrell will take. Looks around the field, and eventually, rather tepid sort of pace at the moment, perhaps in the sun, perhaps as the players are getting used to the quiet conditions without the crowd. The ball played forward now as a chase on for Kaine Felix. He gets into the angle of the penalty area on the right-hand side and then just slips as he stretches to get to the ball. And it goes behind for a goal kick.
It reminded me of his goal against Darlington. About what? Well, how long ago was it? About a year and a half ago now or something? But
4.5 years.
Oh, it feels about a decade ago. But one of those gets into the right position, just a little bit unlucky, just a little bit too much on it for him.
Long clearance from the goalkeeper, and it's headed out by Ben-Sharif. It'll be a throw-in for Halifax halfway line. Yeah. One thing that was a bit of a disappointment this week was to see Aram Solomon depart to join Bromsgrove Sporting. When you mentioned Darlington, I was thinking back to that wonderful 3-0 victory at Blackwell Meadows earlier on this season. He really played a super part in that game. Was Guiseley just having to defend here for a moment as Halifax break down the left-hand side. 0-0. Cross comes in, rakes across the face of the 18-yard box, and goes out for a Guiseley throw. Disappointing, wasn't it, to see Aram Solomon leave? Understandable, because he was travelling a lot of miles to come here, so he's more closer to home now. Player of talent, though.
Yeah, it was an interesting one, because I think we all assumed that he would be looking for a move that way, but I was really surprised that a team like Leamington didn't come in for him. I didn't think he'd drop down a level, but again, Bromsgrove Sporting have got a lot of ambition. They're putting a lot of money into it this season, so he's kind of now seen as a marquee signing for them. So it's a move that I think does make sense for him in terms of travel. In terms of ambition, we'll wait and see. In a few years it might work out to being a good move for him.
Guiseley on the ball, and a ball forward by the trialist, the number 10. Just to give you a clue, the same one who scored the goal against I think it's the same one who scored the goal against Thackley. Anyway, the trialist put the ball through, and it was just a little bit too undercooked to send Gabriel Johnson on his way down the left-hand side. Now Halifax have the ball back, and they moved it neatly into the middle of the park. Good exchange of passes as the orange shirts flock forward across into the box that's over. Hit goes behind for a goal kick. Great to hear from you on the chat room, in particular Michelle Teal. Wonderful to hear from you, Michelle. Hope you're doing well. She says, hi from Leicester. Hopefully I'll get to a game some point this season. We'll be delighted to see you. I think last time I saw you anyway, was at Brackley last season. I think that was a dour 0-0 draw. Hopefully we've got something a bit more entertaining today. Not that it was a dour draw at Brackley, because it was quite a good point on the day, but I don't think it was a particularly entertaining game of football.
It was the Aaron Martin red card, that, wasn't it?
Well, there was plenty of them, wasn't there? Now, Halifax on the ball, play it down the right-hand side. And again, as I say, we don't have the numbers yet for the numbers to the names for the players, so you'll forgive me if we can't name check you, especially if you're from a Halifax perspective. The visitors moving it neatly forward, and there's a foul as Prince Polo tries to earn one. Gets clattered in the back, but the decision is obstruction. This is a strong lineup for Halifax. They have got, as Tom was explaining, almost a first team out today. Moving it across the back line and in possession of the ball of the visitors, and the long ball forward is collected by the trialist goalkeeper, who rolls it out. Gabriel Johnson stretches to keep it in play, but in doing so, plays it towards the other trialist for the Lions, and he loses it, and then there's a standing on the ball before Guiseley recover possession. Brad Nicholson back from injury, and then into Howarth. Howarth just dawdles on the ball a little long, almost dispossessed, plays it back, and then down the right-hand side towards George Cantrell, who seems to control it, but the assistant on this near side puts his flag up and has spotted a slight handball, I think, in the process, and a free kick. No complaints from Guiseley, but still 0-0, 7 minutes gone.
Yeah, well, I'd rather the referees make the mistakes during these opening games. I thought that was incredibly harsh there for Cantrell, but again, I'm not going to get too worked up on it in a pre-season, but I think so far, just going back a couple of minutes ago, we started a really nice move, and it's just a shame Trialist didn't put enough on the pass, because if he had, you had Gabriel Johnson running through. But the reality is for us and Halifax, we're both a bit off, to the start of the season. So it's just all about getting the fitness up at the minute. And 7 minutes in, I think it's been a good workout so far.
So we just conceded a corner as Halifax will take one from the right-hand side. It was a long ball forward. It just took a deflection off her head. Guiseley head, and goes behind. It's whipped in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Trialist number 10 heads the ball clear, and it will be another corner ball and a chase to recover the football from behind the goal. It's head down towards the railway line. It's managed to clear the netting that's designed to prevent that. It was such a firm clearance. So another corner, right-hand side. 7 orange shirts in the box to aim for. A stoop, and then a wild drive high and over the bar and over the netting. Again, 2 balls to be reclaimed from that same position. There's plenty of running to do. I'm not sure if AD's the one that's going to be doing it, but there's a few having to move towards trying to recover two footballs from the woods behind towards the railway end of the ground. Yeah, it's proper pre-season this now, isn't it, Dave?
Good afternoon, everybody. Yeah. It is proper pre-season. Now I'm wondering if they hook the ball over the fence and down onto the railway lines like that Halifax player just did. Like in the cricket, does he have to go and get it himself? We have to wait for him to come back. Before, it's good to be back. It's good. We're so lucky to be here and to be able to watch this game. And we hope that we're taking the edge off for the fans who cannot be here at the moment, as Kaine almost almost broke away, but got closed down very quickly. Couldn't quite bring the ball down properly. But I just wanted to say, I have really missed introducing teams onto the pitch. Could you tell?
It was probably the most well-received introduction you've ever had, Dave.
It was met with thunderous silence. So it's good to be back.
Meanwhile, there's not much particularly constructive happening on the field. There was a crossfield ball just there from, I think it was Dan Cowan who released it towards Gabriel Johnson. He was offside. Flag up, free kick. And hopefully...
So we have
sorry, go on.
We have a trialist goalkeeper. Tom and I were just speculating as to who that might be. Of course, you're not allowed to say who it actually is, but so 2 trialists today that I don't think I've seen the goalkeeper trialist before, and I don't think I've seen the number 10 trialist before either. Although in truth, I've only seen Thackley game, so I might be wrong there. So we'll have to see how they go. We know we're in the market for a goalkeeper. It'll be interesting to see how they get on. Also, hang on.
Guys, he now just pick up the ball with Kaine Felix, middle of the park, plays it out here. Matty Gillam collects, tries to run past his man on the right-hand side. Dispossessed, but Prince Ekpolo is up there to collect onto his left foot on the edge of the penalty area, floats it in up towards the trialist at the back post who launches himself at it, doesn't make a clean connection. In the end, it's comfortable for the goalkeeper to claim, and Halifax come away with the ball and bring it up towards the halfway line and send it down towards the Lions back line where Hamza Ben Sharif collects the ball cleanly and plays it upfield towards Gillam. Cantrell and Ekpolo exchange passes. Game's just a little bit more stretched. Ekpolo with a hand up in apology as his crossfield ball is very poorly put out of play. Still 0-0 here, 11 minutes gone. Probably
About the most dangerous Guiseley have looked for the last in this first 10 minutes. Ekpolo's cross just to the number 10 at the far post didn't quite get the connection on it he would have liked. I just wanted to mention as well, if you're listening to us, the game will be available on YouTube later today, and what you'll need to do is you just Google Guiseley YouTube. Sorry, as ball goes into the box and Brad Nicholson has to produce a diving header to get it away from the on-rushing Halifax number 9. It's a corner to Halifax. But yes, Guiseley YouTube. You'll get our official Guiseley AFC YouTube channel. Click subscribe and tick the bell for notifications. And you'll get a little notification when that video is available.
all free of charge. You just need to subscribe and we'll let you know when it's there. The ball curls in from the right-hand side and the corner is overplayed and out for a goal kick. So still scoreless, and it's typical pre-season stuff, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah, it's largely at a walking pace. Both teams just feeling their way back into playing football again. So it's just a case of hopefully it'll warm up towards the end of the first half. What's particularly odd is that we're not playing this in the warmth. Pre-season friendlies should be in shirt sleeves in the warmth.
There's cricket on over there as well.
We've got the
ball goes up. Halifax is pressing at the moment. Good header from Howarth, I think it was, to Brad Nicholson. Brad Nicholson then launches it long with his left foot, looking to get Gillam away. Swept up neatly. Played back to the goalkeeper. Headed on by Hamza Ben Sharif. And then, a loose touch, and Kaine Felix might just be through. He's on the edge of the area, takes a shot, and he's put it in. First goal here at Nethermoor since March, and it's Kaine Felix who gets it. And a pre-season goal again for Felix. He scored on Tuesday night with his head this time. A more trademark finish as Felix races through into the penalty area and slots the ball past the goalkeeper, and it's Guiseley 1, Halifax 0.
Lovely goal. And, Kaine Felix playing in that central role, it's something that he did so well last season, and, he loves being here, and that's a fantastic goal. And you can just see the confidence Kaine has from last season, and, he takes the defender on with ease, gets into the area, lovely finish into the bottom corner, and 1-0 Guiseley. Does that mean we're getting to the National League again?
Every game has a renewed sense of importance since all of this pandemic. But I don't think it takes that much importance yet. A pleasure to see a goal at Nethermoor. Kaine Felix with it. And Princek Polo on the ball now. Oh, crunching challenge here on Cantrell, and a hand of apology as Cantrell slid in. And referee, I think, just going to have a conversation. In fairness, I think it was more of a collision, as both were committed to the challenge. There'll be no card, it's a pre-season friendly. It's just a quick chat. Cantrell happily onto his feet. And it's a free kick for Guiseley, which Dan Cowan takes, and then Cantrell nips it down the right-hand side where Polo, showing lots of energy and endeavour, does a lovely little flick into George Cantrell, but that's tidied up as Halifax win possession back. Played back into the Lions half and headed firmly out of play by Hamza Ben Sharif. I had an interview a while ago with Edward talking about his football career, which we'll hear from at half-time. Meanwhile, Halifax play the ball forward and again chase down this left-hand side, try and keep it in play. And it's a heavy touch. Hands raised into the air. And it's now out for a Guiseley throw in right-back position. And Dan Cowan, rather under pressure inside his own penalty area, rather coolly just digs the ball past an opponent. As the ball comes up onto the halfway line, and Kaine Felix is, I'd say muscled out, but he was pretty firmly grabbed. His shirt was coming off as it was under the challenge. Referee opted to let that one go, and Halifax retain possession as it goes into the Lions half once more. As the ball is won back by Johnson, and Howarth exchanging passes with the trialist. The trialist gets a lucky deflection actually off a defender, keeps possession for Guiseley. As the ball goes into the Halifax half, the visitors win it back. And then, heavy challenge there from George Cantrell. I don't know if he was just making sure his presence was felt after being on the other end of a challenge. Referee blows the whistle, no further action. Happily everyone's up and there's no further consequence. We can get back, and we can get back underway with a free kick to Halifax on the edge of the centre circle. We're back in action on Tuesday night, currently closed doors, of course, and Guiseley's opponents will be Stockport County. The game will be streamed live by Stockport, and also they're leading against Kers Nashton in a pre-season friendly as well. So 1-0 to Stockport versus Kers Nashton in a pre-season friendly. Ball punted forward by Halifax from the halfway line. It's gone out for a throw-in in right-back position.
Yeah, and I just think going back to that tackle by George, that's certainly leaving his mark after the previous challenge. And, you know, like you said before, will there be a bit of nitty-gritty between Guiseley and FC Halifax Town? Well, them two challenges suggest there might just be a little bit, you know, it might be a friendly, but there's still some bragging rights at stake.
Ball's in field now, and Guiseley clear from the throw in left-back position. It's played up towards Kaine Felix, who chases. Good clearance, though. And the possession kept in play by the visitors before Guiseley step across, and a challenge from Cantrell results in a throw. Again, if you're just tuning in and we're not quite able to give you, we've got the lineup for Halifax. I'll run through that again shortly, but I'm not quite able to put names to numbers because we haven't had that information. It's proper classic pre-season stuff. It's in the realms of getting lists of trialists, but it's difficult to get, you can't go and speak to people in the same way with the restrictions that there are for good reasons to prevent people mingling. So it's difficult for us to be able to update you on that. But meanwhile, we can say we do have the Guiseley lineup, which is why we're mentioning their names and not those of the Halifax players. It's 1-0 to Guiseley if you just joined us as well, 19 minutes gone. Kaine Felix with the goal. Halifax with a spell of the ball, a spell of possession inside the Lions half
On Gabs.
until Guiseley win it back, and Gabriel Johnson plays a ambitious long ball, which Gillen was looking to get on down that left-hand side. It's forced a challenge, which results in a throw, and I think this is Brad Nicholson territory, isn't it, Tom? He's going to come upfield and launch this one into the box.
Yeah, I mean, the way Brad grabbed that, you can tell that this is it. And I suppose this is his first long throw of the season here at Nethermoor, so we'll see just how good it is, whether it'll be a Niall Heaton-esque or not.
He's up back to the hoardings. There are big men in the box. Hamza Ben Sharif has come up from the back. Nicholson tries the ball, launches it in towards the near post. It's met by a Halifax head. Ben Sharif collects the loose ball, but he's running back from goal under pressure. It's returned into the box as Kaine Felix finds himself closed down by a number of orange shirts. In the end, clearance is made. A clearance is made, and it's going to be a Guiseley throw about level with the penalty spot. Right-hand side. That means there's a bit more of a jog for Brad Nicholson to do to get across to the right flank. Still 1-0 to Guiseley. Nicholson back to the hoardings. The big men still in there. Ben Sharif maps the target this time. Goes up towards that near post, headed away from him. And now guys have to watch out for that counter-attack. Gabriel Johnson races back to make a good challenge, a good clearance. Plays it back here to Dan Cowan. Cowan in turn overhits it. And it's gone through to the Halifax shot stopper. And now the Lions pressing up high, trying to prevent the visitors building up from the back. But they still play a series of neat passes to get the ball into the Lions half. There's the ball up in the air for a moment as the flag goes up for offside against the trialist. The trialist and Halifax player just collided. And I think the trialist number 10 has taken studs on the inner thigh. That looked particularly...
Yeah, it looked painful.
Ooh.
You saw when he went down, it really hurt him, and I was surprised actually the ref didn't stop it, because you could tell this was a genuine player going down injured. It wasn't any play acting with it, and yeah, he's just showing the ref now the mark on his inner thigh, which doesn't look too good.
Afternoon, Alan. Saying on the Mixlr chat room, team looked sharp Tuesday at Mikulova, just needed to put the ball in the net. It was an interesting occasion there. Mikulova, a place I'd never been for one reason or another. And says he'll watch the game on YouTube only if we win. Do you know what? I can kind of get that. Subscribe to the YouTube, the official Guiseley YouTube account. And if you want, you will be able to, as the ball just goes in the box, in the Halifax box for a moment. Actually, it was a rather expected ball played in there. And then Dan Cowan has just headed it back. There's a couple of errors at both ends of the field. This, at one end, there was a loose ball that almost gave Kaine Felix a chance. And then it goes back into the Lions half. And Dan Cowan, with a routine nod back to the goalkeeper, the trialist goalkeeper, heads it just too far away from him. And it's a corner kick to Halifax. I'm sure on the bench they won't be too impressed with either set of defending there. Halifax has crossed this one in, and it's a goal. A sliding challenge, not quite sure who's scored it. Like I say, I don't have the numbers and the names and numbers. We'll find that out, but it's an equalising goal for Halifax. A good delivery from a corner that shouldn't have been, and it is now Guiseley 1, Halifax 1.
Yeah, and it's frustrating because it's all come from that header by Dan Cowan, who 22 minutes in, I thought Cowan's done really well. He's just made a little mistake there, a little bit too much on the header, gone out for the corner, and then it's a bit of a one off the training ground, isn't it, into the area, and now Maher there with a nice little finish by the defender.
So that was Niall Maher scoring the equaliser. Quick, have we got a clue as to a number there? You're letting me down, Tom, in terms of like getting the numbers to the names.
Maher.
Yeah, only after Dave worked it out. Honestly, you can't get the staff. Here we go. We're back. Grumbling amongst ourselves.
We've missed this.
There's, I don't know, I'm beginning to if we could bring back isolation now after all of that. 24 minutes. Halifax just struggling to get the ball out of their own half under a reasonable amount of pressure from Guiseley. In the end, they force the free kick, force a throw in by blasting the ball against George Cantrell. And Halifax build up from the back again. The ball on the right-hand side is played forward as Halifax now begin to press. A bit more purpose. They went a goal down thanks to Kaine Felix's strike, but here 25 minutes gone have pulled themselves back level. Niall Maher converting from a really well-delivered corner, a corner that really shouldn't have been after Dan Cowan needlessly headed the ball behind from what looked like a fairly routine pass back. Good to get these things out of the system, though, isn't it, in the pre-season, Tom?
Yeah, definitely. You know, and I think that's the thing here. 25 minutes in, you can see the lads are building the fitness up, and you know, for both teams. And again, it's that thing of just getting to know different players, getting to know individuals, and seeing what you can do with it.
Well, Halifax do again, make the ball work well and pass it into the box. The trialist number 10 feels he had should have earned a foul, but referee wasn't interested. The ball played forward, found into the right-hand side of the penalty area. A shot that was lifted over the bar thanks to a deflection that earns Halifax another corner after a successful set piece previously. I'm pretty sure they'll be confident that they can make the Lions pay once again. This time from the right-hand side, the opposite side of the field from the one they scored from. This crosses in, another wicked delivery, curls in. But unfortunately, the players that had congregated at the near post, from Halifax's perspective, weren't at the back post where it might have landed towards a head. But guys are not really dealing with that ball into the box. It's two where you think they're in the 6-yard area. They should be claimed. There should be a head. There should be a goalkeeper's hand on them.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where in pre-season, what you're waiting for is, I think the defenders are waiting for the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper's waiting for the defenders, and especially when you're in that thing of, you know, just getting used to different individuals. That's something that you can work out during pre-season. Obviously, during a league game, it's pretty inexcusable, but right here, right now, you'd rather see it in these situations where they can work on it in training and in the matches.
Ball in the middle of the park, a bit of a leap from Prince Polo, but Halifax retrieve possession. Great work from Kaine Felix to block down the defender, making the clearance. And it's zipped off for a throw-in right-back position, which is eventually reclaimed. And the visitors can once again build up from the back. Score at 1-1. Bruce just on the message board. We'll come to that in a minute because George Cantrell's won possession back in. Prince Polo's moving it down nicely. George Cantrell into the box, plays it square, but only finds an orange shirt. It's cleared. Guiseley had a little bit of momentum there, but the visitors, in fairness, got back into good shape, raced back into position, and were able to snuff out the danger. Guiseley chasing and scurrying, trying to win possession back, but they're not doing so. And now Dan Cowan's just let through another opportunity, and it's a one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and it'll be 2-1. And Halifax now are 2-1 up. And again, an error.
Halifax on 28 minutes, scored by number 7, Jamie Allen.
And it's Jamie Allen who has made it 2-1 to the visitors. And unfortunately, the Lions, having led, now trail. And unfortunately as well, they are 2 defensive errors, aren't they? There's a lot to work on the training ground at the moment.
Yeah, and it's just not, I think football's back, isn't it? Crushing disappointment within 30 minutes of the getting back to Nethermoor, 2-1 down. But in fairness, it's a nice finish by Allen. But again, Cowan there just caught a little bit short, and Brad Nicholson did well to cover back, but Allen he read the situation too well and found himself with plenty of room to get the shot away.
So the game has turned in the Shaman's favour, and Guiseley again are defending. as the ball is played into the Lions' half from left back. I mentioned that Bruce was listening in sunny and hot Kaliminos on our last weekend. Back next Saturday. Good to have you back, Bruce. If you could bring us a little bit more luck here, that would be good. And if you could bring back the weather too, that would be grand as well. Halifax still pressing now. And goal scorer Jamie Allen on the ball on the left-hand side now for the visitors. Lays it back and the ball crossed into the box. A lunge from trialist number 10 for Guiseley to keep the ball out of danger, and he manages to do just enough to steer it away from goal and behind for a goal kick, for a corner kick.
I mean, he's certainly getting himself about a bit, isn't he? He's doing a bit of defensive work, getting forward, doing a bit in midfield, and again, when you're that trialist, you're trying to make that impression. So it'll be interesting to see what Russ and Marcus think of him.
Corner this time, whipped in and almost in. Took I think a deflection from Cowan, headed off the line and away, I think by Cantrell, and there was an optimistic shout for a claim that it had gone over the goal line. And the Lions still haven't cleared. The ball is out for a throw on the right-hand side. Campbell Johnson returns it back out from the first throw, so it'll be same again. About level with the penalty spot. It's played infield, and eventually Guiseley tighten up and will clear. This time Brad Nicholson, his clearance is just wayward. It's gone out for a goal, for a throw in about 5-10 yards in from the halfway line. Hamza Ben Sharif then returns the ball out of play. 31 minutes gone. Guiseley 1, Halifax 2. It was 1-0 when Kaine Felix scored after 13 minutes, but Niall Maher and Jamie Allen have scored for Halifax to give the visitors the lead in this pre-season friendly. And the visitors look sharper now, much sharper and much more dangerous than Guiseley. They seem to have got into their stride. The Lions a little bit more defensive, but still looking on the counter-attack for an opportunity here as Gillam works his way into the Halifax half and lays a ball out towards the trialists. Number 10, who was charging down the left flank, but a little bit too close to the defender, and the clearance is made. And Cowan collects the ball up towards the halfway line. He plays it in here to Cantrell, gets it back. Then Cowan plays a nice ball up here towards Felix, but Felix is closed down before he can get it under control. And then wins the ball back inside the penalty area as the clearance isn't made, and then has a shot that's smothered by the goalkeeper from close range. A moment of hope, swiftly snuffed out.
So near and yes, so far, still 2-1 to them, and yeah, good work by Kaine again, and you know Johnson does well to get the ball back. But again, it's that thing of it's just nice to see Kaine Felix with confidence, because when he joined here, obviously, you know, he'd had quite a few clubs in a short space of time, and he seems to have really settled down here. And you know, when you hear him, what he was saying after he'd signed his new contract, how much he enjoys being here, you can see that in his performances.
Long ball through has gone all the way through to the Halifax goalkeeper, and they work it back out from the back line once again. This time the clearance, or the ball forward, runs out of play, and it'll be a Guiseley thrown right back position.
I have an important latest score. Obviously, there's a cricket match going on next door. Latest update, I've got Guiseley taking on Beckwith Shaw. First innings, first innings, only one innings, one day. Beckwith Shaw are 40 for 5 after 18 overs. 40 for 5.
Oof. They'd better not collapse. It'll be something we could watch after this game.
No, that was our plan, our post-match plan. We'll be forced to go to the pub otherwise.
Ekpolo on the ball for Guiseley inside the Halifax half. Lions have numbers forward here as Ekpolo collects on the right-hand side, plays it out to Cantrell. He whips a ball in. It's well defended at the near post, and then it's picked up again by Howarth, who played it forward, and he found Cantrell in space, but Cantrell opted not to go for it because I think he was in a pretty substantially offside position. So it's a goal kick.
little over keen. Right idea. But Cantrell's done that a couple of times, hasn't he? He's got down that right-hand side, put some decent balls in. He's probably been one of the more threatening Guiseley players alongside Kaine Felix.
Ball over the top again. Caused a little bit of trouble for Guiseley. But this time it runs through to the goalkeeper.
Can't help noticing there's quite a lot of Halifax substitutes warming up suspiciously, like there's going to be wholesale changes at half-time. So
I think that's what the Halifax media guys were saying, that they were likely to have a first-half team and a second-half team. We can still pull this back then. Felix, right-hand side, crosses it in, headed away. Gabriel Johnson still inside the 18-yard box, plays it back here to the trialist, back now to Howarth, who takes a long-range drive with his left foot, curls over, high and over, and behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, first time left-footed effort from Howarth. Trying to curl it into that top corner. Sort the glory. There's glory. There's still glory. Don't look like that, Colin. There's still glory.
2-1 to Halifax. 10 minutes to go till the break. And the visitors trying to work the ball out from their own penalty area at the moment in a very calm on the ball way, despite the presence of two Guiseley strikers closing down. And they do so and move it effectively into the Lions half and on the edge of the 18-yard box. Again, another chance here for an effort, but this is being forced wide by George Cantrell, who blocks it and earns his side. And well, I was going to say I thought he might have earned a goal kick, but actually he's conceded the corner in doing so, but it was a necessary block from Cantrell. Corner from the same side that the equalising goal came from, the equalising goal from Niall Maher, that brought things level after Kaine Felix had given Guiseley the lead on 13 minutes. Jamie Allen's since added a second, and so Halifax look to extend that lead with this corner. They've got 5 in the, well, 3 in the side, 4 inside around the 6-yard box. This one goes up towards the back post where Ben Sharif gets a touch, and it's actually deflected off the Halifax man, and it's going to be a Guiseley throwing left back position.
Little reminder, this game will be available on the official Guiseley YouTube channel. That's official Guiseley AFC on YouTube. Find that and click the big subscribe button and the little bell that will give you notifications. And if you do that, it's completely free. You'll get a little notification when the game goes online later today.
And I think if you're for Halifax persuasion, you would certainly want to watch the first half so far. They've started slowly, didn't they, the visitors? And we came out of the traps pretty well, but they've grown into the game. Now Polo's lunged to win the ball for Guiseley in the middle of the park and plays a nice combination play with Cantrell into the box. Whips the ball across the face of the 6-yard area. Really nice play, but unfortunately Kaine Felix or Matty Gillam weren't quite well placed to make that final touch, and the ball has whipped behind for a goal kick. But neat move there, Dave.
Felix applauding that ball across from George Cantrell. Cliche bingo cards at the ready, right into that corridor of uncertainty from Cantrell. Lovely ball across. He's having a good game, is George.
Headed away by Ben Sharif, and Kaine Felix is chasing this one now. Right inside, Polo surging forward, looking to get on the end of the pass. Does. Back to Felix, who holds his position well, and then easily dispossessed is Howarth. And so Guiseley are now in defensive duties. Allen on the ball for Halifax. He's cutting in field, looking for an option on the overlap, finds it. The cross looks overhit at first, but it's actually found a man on the other side. Johnson wins possession back, though, and from left-back position, finds trialist 10, who in turn finds Gillam towards the halfway line. Then it's launched up in the air by Howarth, and it bounces up, and Felix scurrying around underneath trying to win it. It's a little bit of head tennis for a little while. Eventually is picked up here by Polo, who does very well to take it down and play it out to the right-hand side. Cantrell now crosses from that flank up towards the trialist at the back post, but it's just over him. And Halifax will try and leave this to roll out of play for a throw-in, and it will be throw-in to Halifax in right back position. There's a player down, so we'll just have a temporary pause. A Halifax player down. Doesn't look too bad. He just needs maybe a little bit of treatment. Lion Cub's been on here saying that, come on, you Lions, we can't let Halifax beat us, friendly or not. That's a spirit.
I wonder if there is such a thing as a friendly between these two sides. I mean, you know. Bruce as well saying, Sue says hi to everyone. She's just gone for a dip. That's nice, isn't it?
You won't be doing
We've
that,
got some
Guiseley, today.
slight drizzle here, but it's not quite the same.
So a temporary pause. What do you rake of it so far, Dave? Talking about looking at the Lions, what's the pluses, what's the negatives?
Well, I think they're still learning about each other as well. There's a little bit of miscommunication at the back. That's obvious. The first goal was a very pre-season goal to concede. Just felt like not everybody quite was 100% knew their jobs at that corner. And the second one was disappointing in that Dan Cowan made that error. Just put your laces through that, Dan, and get rid. But, I think, be fair, Halifax were in the playoffs last season. They've not had wholesale changes, have they, over the summer? So the bulk of that team is still intact. And they're a decent side. And we're still in a work in progress, if you like. And getting there. This is 100 times better than the last time. I saw the Thackley game, which was, 2 weeks ago? So you can see the progression in the defence and in Howarth and in Gillam. It'd be good to, when you drop Wafula and Kellett back in as well. We've got the makings of something decent. Ekpolo's having a very good game. There was a moment there where he just the ball came out to him and he controlled it very well, played it out to Cantrell, who's also put in some excellent balls from the right-hand side as well. And Felix he's Kaine Felix, isn't he? He's everywhere. There's a couple of moments there where he's been on the edge of the D, surrounded by two players who are at least 2 foot taller than him. Doesn't faze him in any way. Still trying to get up there and win the ball. The guy doesn't give up.
Do you think he's been doing weights? He looks stronger, doesn't he? Like he seems to have got stronger in his time with us as a club too.
Well, he gets a lot of physical attention, doesn't he? I mean, if you're a defender and you get close to Kaine Felix, you try and muscle him off the ball. He looks, at first glance, like he might be the sort of player that you could just sort of muscle off the ball, a wispy type. You see plenty of those. So yeah, I think he's worked on his physical strength and his core strength. I say that like I know what I'm talking about. So he doesn't get knocked off the ball as easily, and he's prepared to take that sort of physicality on and try and get past players.
Free kick to Halifax as they've got back underway now. That throw-in really didn't make any yards up the field, but this free kick will, as it's land 18-yard box and is thumped away by Dan Cowan. And then there's a foul by Maher on Gillam. Free kick's taken quickly, and Cantrell's making great headway down that right flank again. Back here to Ekpolo. Ekpolo, edge of the 18-yard box. Rolls it infield. Howarth just puts too much on it once again. And this time it's behind for a goal kick. Still Guiseley 1. Halifax 2, and it was the Lions who took the lead if you're just recently joining us when Kaine Felix scored after 13 minutes, but visitors grew. Maher with an equaliser from a corner that was very cheaply given away by Dan Cowan, I'm afraid. And then Jamie Allen with a second 6 minutes later, having made capital on a defensive mix-up and went through one-on-one and put the ball past the goalkeeper, the trialist goalkeeper today for the Lions. Cowan on the ball now. Ekpolo halfway line, looking for options. He's been closed down. Keeps hold of the ball well, though. Howarth tries to play it down that left-hand side. Nicely floated ball in towards Gabriel Johnson. He can't escape the shackles of the defender. And in the end, the ball is wrapped off his ankles and out for a throw-in right-back position. Just a minute to go until the break. not sure there'll be added time, although there has been a bit of a pause for an injury to a Halifax player. Referee's just seen a foul by Hamza Ben Sharif on the halfway line, so Halifax get the free kick and they get the ball moving quickly. And then down that flank, once again, working their way into the Lions half. Player with no number on his shirt, so didn't really give me a chance. I can only assume that a change has been made there. I didn't spot it, but Halifax have obviously got plenty of substitutes, lots on the bench today for the visitors. I did say I was going to go through that lineup once again, so I think I've managed to forget to do that, but as it's about to be half-time, Guiseley will probably see a different side to face in the second half. Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. So probably I'll just skip over that. Trialist number 10 battling away for the Lions, finds Ekpolo, and Ekpolo gets the ball. The referee brings it back for an advantage. He played off for a foul on trialist number 10. He'll perhaps feel a little bit...
well, Ekpolo was slightly off balance. Now, we know that doesn't stop him, but there were about 3 defenders around him. But I do feel the ref could have hung on a couple of seconds there just to see how that was going to turn out.
Difficult job. I should know. I've been doing I've been trying to help out refereeing the Edwards team on a Sunday morning. That's hard enough at under 12s. So a free kick, which is taken by Howarth for Guiseley, as a collision in the box, but nothing that interests the referee. The ball is won back by Nicholson on the halfway line and earns Guiseley a throw into stoppages now, with the Lions trailing by 2-1. Volleyed cleared into the stand on the changing room side of the ground. The terracing in the changing room, the covered terracing in the changing room side of the ground. I've also got to promote, when we get to the second half, the history book that we've been writing.
Yeah.
I should talk about that just before the break. Guiseley now have a chance to attack, as Brad Nicholson has this throw, perhaps the last moment of the half, launches this one long and into the box, up towards Hamza Ben Sharif. He's got 2 on him, can't win that, but it's sent back into the area by Gabriel Johnson. It just lands a little bit too far from Matty Gillam to be able to make a connection on it. And the referee calls time on that first 45 minutes. An interesting half. Great to be back at Nethermoor. Great to be enjoying the football once again. And it was even better when Kaine Felix scored after 13 minutes. But after that, Halifax rallied, and after a cheaply conceded corner, Niall Maher equalised as the ball was whipped into the 6-yard box, and he was on hand just to tap the ball home from close range. And then 6 minutes later, bit of a mix-up in the back line, and through went Jamie Allen to get the second and keep Halifax on top through till half-time. And then trialist number 12, I think, is the only swap for Guys. It looks like there's going to be some wholesale changes in the Halifax side. So again, forgive me, and we will have to just try to pick it up as we can as we go along. 6. So we're back underway, and Guisey now shooting from left to right, right to left as we watch, with Halifax immediately on the attack. Ben Sharif making a tackle, and there's a chance here for Gillam to claim the ball, but he's dispossessed by Halifax defender. The Lions again moving into the Halifax half before being stopped in the track. Player just down at the moment, but in doing so actually committing a foul. So Guiseley will get a free kick midway through the their own half. This is where it gets really disorganised, isn't it? As a
it does. Brad Nicholson's gone off. I don't know if you've already said that. So he's been replaced by another trialist.
Trialist 12. Yes, Brad Nicholson's made an exit. He was, of course, coming back from an injury.
That's the only obvious change that I can see so far. Cowan and Ben Sharif still central defence. Cantrell, keeper still the same.
Yeah.
Yep,
so
everyone's still the same.
One of 2 trialists on the field wearing the number 12 shirt. Trialist 10 and Trialist 12 now. The ball forward up towards Felix, headed out. It'll be a throw-in.
Apologies in advance to Halifax as well. Now we literally have no idea. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, if you're listening with a Halifax perspective, we do apologise. We rarely know what we're talking about, and on this occasion we know even less than that. Still, 2-1 to the visitors. That should give you a smile.
Okay, I have, from Halifax's Twitter, I have your lineup. So, Trilist in goal, Trilist, J. Ben, Nathan Clark, Mossimo Ciccarelli, apologies for the pronunciation there, Jack Senior, Kieran Green, another Trilist, Jack Earing, Matt Stenson, and one more Trilist. But again, no numbers.
I think that makes it all perfectly
I'm afraid
clear.
we can't recognise their faces, so we'll do our best.
Visitors over the halfway line. Gabriel Johnson makes a firm challenge to stop their headway. Ekpolo, square, Howarth, inside the centre circle, plays the ball out towards the right-hand side. It finds its way through to Cantrell, taking a deflection on the way, played into the box, just ahead of Kaine Felix, and then helped away. Guiseley come back, picking the ball up with Cowan. Howarth now up towards Cantrell. Cantrell's foul, free kick to Guiseley, midway through the Halifax half on the right-hand side. So a chance for Howarth or Cantrell perhaps to float this ball in. They're both stood over it. Ben Sharif and Cowan are both coming forward. And an arm is raised by the captain, Hamza Ben Sharif. Movement from the trialist. The two, trialist 10 that is. The two opting to take the free kick, stand over it. Howarth it is who delivers. Headed away before it finds its way through to Ben Sharif. He played back here. Howarth again gets a touch. He plays it out to the right-hand side. Cantrell through the legs of the defender. Goes into the box. Plays it back. Headed down by Kaine Felix. And it's taken a deflection and gone behind for a corner. Lovely stuff, that from the Lions.
Again, George Cantrell barreling down that right-hand side. Gets past his man. Gets to the byline. Does everything right. It's a great corner. Great header. Header down. It's difficult to deal with. It takes a deflection. On another day, might have deflected into the net, but it's a corner to the Lions. Good start to the second half.
Corner right-hand side. Looks like Howarth is going to take it. Raises his left arm. Doesn't get past the first man, though, who blocks it. And then Cantrell can't quite recover the ball as it whips into his body at pace. Not the greatest corner moment for Guiseley, and it's a counter-attack that they've got to watch out for. Trialist 12 hammers the ball against a Halifax shirt, gets the ball back as it doesn't go out of play, and again it finds its way through to the goalkeeper. Still 2-1. Not sure the clock's working on the scoreboard, Dave. We've had about 4 minutes into the second half. Dave has to get
That's because I haven't pressed play, Cole.
well, he grumbles away as we get to the 49th minute. And Ekpolo seems like he might have taken a knock in the middle of the park. Guiseley don't win possession, but do actually concede a throw. Lineker was just mentioning about the history book. John Clements and I, and Rachel O'Connor, of course, have been involved, as well as Dave, Tom, Joe Priestley, all contributed some words into the creation of a 284-page season-by-season history book following the Lions from 1909 through to last season, which will hopefully be on sale in a couple of weeks. We reckon it's going to be £19. It's £19.99 rather, and it's you know a it's been a labour of love over the summer, I can tell you, and a huge amount of effort as well from John Clements, who's done a fantastic job. So watch out for that. It'll make a big help financially. The Lions now have to defend, and there's a shot that comes in. Great save from the Trident's keeper. Because he done enough to keep it out? He has. He got a firm palm on it. It bounced inside the 6-yard box and was hoofed clear from in that area before any follow-up could penalise the Lions. But Halifax still have possession on that right-hand side, and they have a throw about level with the penalty area, right flank. And it's taken, played infield, returned to the throw taker, and again moved from left to right.
Well
but
done,
a good
Prince.
challenge comes in from Prince Ekpolo, wins the ball back here. Now, Gillam collects for the Lions. He's got Ekpolo on the overlap, who's kept going, who plays it back now here nicely to Gillam. Gillam will take a shot from range. He doesn't find his range well, though, on this instance, and the ball has flown over the crossbar, gone behind for a goal kick.
Shame. Prince Ekpolo just burst a lung getting down the right-hand side there, won the ball back brilliantly, handed it over to Gillam. Gillam gave it back to him, and Prince Ekpolo was just barreling down that right-hand side. Gillam's first touch, not the best, just tried to set it up for himself, but didn't push it far enough ahead of himself and ended up getting underneath it and over the bar. It looks like is it that one of the Halifax players has gone down in the box? Didn't seem to be anyone near him.
Yeah, there seems to be a little bit of a problem for one of the Halifax players. We can't tell you which one. And a little bit of attention on the field. Just whilst on the history book, the final point was very grateful for John Helm for providing a forward to the book. The commentator who we got to see at Thackley, who arrived to watch the Lions take on Thackley 2 weeks ago. Had a little chat with him. It was great to see him. Great to see. Great to have his support. So it's a book that's coming out, hopefully, as we say, in a couple of weeks' time, 2-3 weeks maybe, just to get the printing done and the final proofread. John has done so much work on it. It's, we hope, something that will sell and will also...
We're very lucky to have John, aren't we?
Oh, he's done an amazing job. He also helped with the scoreboard. John's one of those silent people, isn't he, John Clements? Was that originally with the scoreboard and helped us get in the setup?
Yeah, he set us up.
Yeah?
He got it all set up. Looks like another Beckwithshire wicket's gone down, but the latest score there is Beckwithshire 88 for 6, but I think perhaps I just heard another wicket go.
Oh. Pub ahoy. A scramble inside the centre circle as both players try to win possession as we get back underway. And it goes out for a Guiseley throw, which Gabriel Johnson takes, plays down the left-hand side. Cross comes in from Gillam, but he can't keep it in play, and it's behind for a goal kick.
Oh, okay, so Halifax Twitter, Maher, Crane and Hyde are all still on. Hyde was the man who tested the Guiseley goalkeeper. Clark, Ben and Stenson are still on the bench.
It's like one of these really complicated puzzles, a line-up on a pre-season friendly. I think if you can work it out from the scant information we have, we would be getting a job, I don't know, with MI5 or something.
I'd like to say we're more accurate than this usually, but that would be a lie.
We are elite sport, Dave. We're elite sport. The ball played in here from Halifax as they play it in towards the right-hand side, scooped away by George Cantrell and out for a throw midway through the...
I never realised the government had such a broad definition of elite.
Throw from Halifax on the left-hand flank is probably sort of midway through the half, but more into the final third. They've lost possession there from the throw, and it's another, well, ball forward towards Kaine Felix and asking an awful lot of him. He does earn a throw, though, really well. And again, quickly taken. This one, Cantrell's sent down towards Felix, and he's done well to rob the defender, get into the box, takes a shot, palmed away by the goalkeeper at his near post, and it's gone behind for a corner. But that was great anticipation, first by George Cantrell with a good throw, but then great work again from Kaine Felix.
Kaine Felix doing Kaine Felix things, closing down the defender, making them make a mistake, taking full advantage of it. It was a good low shot to the keeper's left-hand near post, and he did well actually to get down and turn it around the post.
Corner from the right-hand side now for Guiseley. Howarth is trundling across really to take it. There's not that sort of urgency that you'd expect in a league game when the pre-season friendly, when you're 2-1 down. But plenty of Lions in the box to aim for. This one whipped in towards the 6-yard box towards Hamza Ben Sharif. Really well defended. Good header. Player down in the area. He's just getting himself up now whilst Kaine Felix collects it back to goal on the hand side. But he does well. Bit of trickery. Gets the ball across into the box in towards Hamza Ben Sharif's head. Overhead kick here from Gillam. Fires the ball over the bar. But that was pretty good stuff there from the Lions once again. Felix with a good delivery from the left-hand side. a nod in from Hamza Ben Sharif, and then Gillam tried the acrobatic one, but this time come off.
Yeah, again, Kaine creating stuff down the left from almost nothing. Good cross, deep to the far post. Hamza Ben Sharif calmly nodding it back. And then, you know, that overhead kick that Aaron Martin did against Gateshead? Nothing like that.
It was a good one to watch, though. It would have been lovely if it had come off. Howarth heads from the goalkeeper's clearance into the Halifax half. Gillam chases after it. This time it goes through to the goalkeeper. And Halifax start again from left-back position, playing a long ball forward into the Lions half. Well picked up as well. The orange shirts start to move forward in numbers. And held up as Guiseley get back into their shape. But still the visitors press. Right-hand side, cross comes in towards the penalty area. Overhit, goes behind, goal kick. And it's going to be a little bit of a respite for the Lions. 2-1 still to Halifax. Those goals all in the first half. 57 minutes on the clock. The final half hour. All important in a pre-season friendly in terms of the fitness levels. The clearance from the goalkeeper goes up and it almost finds its way through to Kaine Felix, but he's just unable to beat the last defender who gets enough in it. There's a claim for hands from the Guiseley attacking players, Gabriel Johnson and the trialist number 10. We've got a ball returning onto the field from having been returned from the cricket pitch. It's a good clearance, actually, whoever was out there. And Gabriel Johnson's now collect the match ball on the left-hand side, and that one's put out of play for a goal kick. That was a good return from an outfielder, wasn't there, in that, that game on the cricket field?
Yeah, but when it came down, the linesman did the best sort of incidental back heel to keep it off the pitch. There's also been a sub for Halifax. Paddy Grooms has come on again for the trialist who went down in the box.
Ah. Now, Guiseley with the corner, left-hand side, whipped into the box, headed over the top of Dan Cowan's head, picked up by Kaine Felix, working ever so hard. Right-hand side, crosses it back in, flick from Gillam. Doesn't send it towards the goal, though. It was a difficult one. Gillam was racing backwards to try and get onto the ball that was whipped in there from Kaine Felix. Tried to flick it behind him towards a goal and just couldn't get the angle right, and it's gone behind for a goal kick.
I think first 15 minutes of this second half, the Lions have been a lot better. It helps that Halifax have made wholesale changes, so of course they're still settling in. But certainly forcing the issue a bit more. Created a couple of half-decent chances. I think they might want to work on corners on Thursday.
At both ends.
Yeah.
Polo's won the ball back, and now Gillam's got some space down this right-hand side. He's got trialist 10 to aim for in the box. The block on his challenge prevents it arriving there, and it's gone behind for a corner. It's, again, pressure beginning to mount as Guiseley find things a little easier going against this makeshift or reorganised Halifax second 11. And the corner from the right-hand side that Howarth will take has 4 to aim for. Trialist 10 is in there, as is Gillam and Hamza Ben Sharif. It whips in. Gillam is the man who gets the final touch inside the 6-yard box. Again, he's stretching up to try and make connection on the ball, which came in with real pace and just a bit too much, really, to be able to plant his head onto it and send the ball goal-bound. Behind for a goal kick, still 2-1 to Halifax.
Goal at his mercy there, didn't it? It just came across a bit quick, wasn't quite fast enough to get to it. Just slid off his forehead and wide. But a great opportunity there for him to get his first goal.
Stockport here on Tuesday night. They were 2-0 up against Curzon Ashton in a pre-season friendly when we last heard. Looks like there's a high foot against, or high foot around Kaine Felix, but not much of a shout for it, to be fair. Maybe I misjudged the view of that. The ball out for a throw. Thanks to Lion Cub as well, who's saying really looking forward to the new history. We've got the one written in 1994 by GL Wood. That's the one, I have to say, Lion Cub, that is one that we have really used as well for a lot of the good work that went into that one originally. That one, of course, stopped in 95, I think it was, the season that the Lions got to the FA Trophy semi-final. Guys, he's suddenly under pressure now as Halifax move forward. And Cub says he'll definitely be buying a copy. Thank you. Cross comes in up towards the back post. Over 2 defenders. Almost lands kindly for the Halifax man in the box, but it's cleared, and it'll be a throw just up from the corner flag, right-hand side for the visitors.
A bit of hurried improvisation from Gabriel Johnson to clear the lines there. Little line up, take this throw.
Little pause. It looks like it's going to be a long one. The taker goes back to the hoardings. Gives a good chuck of the ball in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, but the head down is the header down goes wide, well wide, and it's a goal kick.
If he'd been stood 3 feet backwards, then it would have been would have been in. Movement on the Halifax bench again.
That's the analysis that you get here, isn't it? You know,
yeah, if he'd
been stood 3 foot backwards,
then it would have been a goal. If he'd put the ball somewhere between the posts. Come on, I've had 6 months off.
This is where, if we've got anyone from Halifax listening, they're going, thank God we've got our own media team. 2-1 down. It's a Saturday afternoon, we're watching Guiseley. Ball spread out to the left-hand side, back to normal. Trialist 12 into trialist 10. Free kick for Guiseley. Little push on trialist 10. And the Lions will try and get some bodies forward. Still no further changes. Remember, we've got Adam Hoare and Nathan Newell, another trialist, and Paul Clayton, who was playing centre-half at one point against Mickleover. It ended as well as you might expect. Prince Ekpolo's collected the ball. He's been dispossessed, though. And Guiseley now have to watch for the counter-attack. A nice ball to the right-hand side, a little back heel into the penalty area. Good build-up play here from the visitors, but they've lost the momentum on the attack as Guiseley get bodies back in the box. They might get a ball in, though, from the right-hand side here. No, checked. The ball played central. The cross blocked. Guiseley recover until Cantrell loses possession with a rather loose cross. A challenge comes in from Ekpolo. He does get something on it. It's going to go behind for a corner kick to Halifax. Still 2-1 to the visitors.
George Cantrell's human. We made a misplaced pass. I think that's the first one I've seen. We'll let him off. It's the first one today.
Oh, he's
done
well, hasn't he?
It's a corner that we now have to defend. And that's not historically gone well for us today. Hopefully they've had a chat about that at half-time.
Well, they're 4 sort of lining up around the penalty spot.
It's like the bus stop, isn't it?
Yeah, it's that again. And the corner will be taken from the left-hand side as number 14 in the box for Halifax puts his arm up in the air. He won't get it, headed away really well, as if to prove us wrong. George Cantrell has just defended that brilliantly by just watching the flight of the ball and scurrying across and nodded the ball away from the man who was about to receive it for Halifax. And a really good ball forward now finds Kaine Felix on the right-hand side, but he can't get past his defender before he just punts the ball back to the goalkeeper. And it is in turn cleared up to the centre circle. Dan Cowan holds firm. Cantrell collects. Could have been a question of a free kick, possibly, in all of that. Cowan, under pressure, does well.
Lovely ball.
Plays a calm, collected pass out to the left-hand side where trialist 12 plays it up to Johnson. Gabriel Johnson looking for options, finds Ekpolo really well. Plays out to the right-hand side. Cantrell. Cantrell's kept it going, goes back to Ekpolo, makes a little run, but he can't be found. Goes back to Howarth here, into the box. Johnson with a little flick trying to set Gillam on his way. Ekpolo wins it back as it's cleared. Guiseley, though, can't break down the defence, and Halifax will come away with the ball. They're held up as the Lions work hard to get back into their shape. And so the swift counter-attack is prevented. And the ball goes long. And trialist 12 is up against the attacker as it floats in towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Headed away, the flag goes up. And it's going to be a free kick to Guiseley on the edge of the penalty area. As the Lions are going to find another change in the side. Sorry, it's a Halifax change, so another change for Halifax. We won't keep you up to speed with that because we haven't a clue. in perfectly honest terms. But more switching and changing going on in the visitors' side. With 24 minutes to go, Guiseley have had better spell in the second half. No goals as yet. They've had good opportunities in terms of balls that have been whipped into the penalty area. Matty Gillam, perhaps the best opportunities have fallen to him, but they themselves have been half chances, I'd say, rather than clear-cut ones. Better endeavour from Guiseley. Obviously, a changed Halifax side, so the contest has changed somewhat as the ball goes up in the area, up in the air rather, bounces down in the penalty area. 2 players chasing for it, didn't bounce kindly for either. Eventually held by the trailist goalkeeper for Guiseley.
He saw that all the way, don't you? There was never any worry.
Now the Lions attack down the left-hand side. Matty Gillam is offside, so the flag goes up and the Lions are held up. It's very strange to look around here with no fans, nothing.
I'm somewhat heartened that I can hear the Halifax media guys also discussing amongst themselves who's gone off and who's come on.
That's what we do.
So we're just waiting for a confirmation from them before we say anything.
That's tough, isn't it? It's really tough.
Pre-season friendlies, they're always like this, aren't they? A bit chaotic.
One of the favourite things I always like about pre-season friendly is the blend of old kit and new kit that's happened at Thackley. You remember when they had so many players in their swap, because it was one of their very first pre-season friendlies. They had a squad of about 23, 24, and they tried everyone. By the time in the midway of the second half, you've got players wearing about kit from about 3 seasons ago in a mix. It always gives me hope to see things like that. I think if that's the level, I might still have a.
Well, we're in technically last season's kit, aren't we?
That's always in pre-season though. That always happens, doesn't
always
it?
happens.
Yeah.
Until we play Leeds.
Yeah. Ball forward now for Guiseley, and Kaine Felix has got it. He's having another run, and he's gone past 3. He's into the penalty area, left-hand side, lays it back here to try and get Gillam in, but it's just taken a foot to take the pace out of the cross and then clear the ball and prevent the chance there. But again, Kaine Felix looking ever so sharp.
Absolutely backs himself to do it as well, to beat 2 defenders and score at the near post. But he did have Gillam in a better position there if he'd have just looked up and seen him.
Now, trialist 10 for Guiseley, gets the ball, plays it nicely through. It's almost played with enough pace to allow Cantrell to get through. The goalkeeper was swiftly off his line. It was a decent ball, well read by the Halifax shot stopper. Guiseley now being forced to retreat into their own half as Halifax have possession and move forward with a nice through ball that's swept up by Dan Cowan. And
I think defended a lot better so far in this second half, 25 minutes gone.
Different nature, though, of the challenge, isn't it?
Good
crossfield ball found Gabriel Johnson. He's taken it down and he's cut in field. He's looking for an angle for a pass. Plays it back here to Gillam. Challenge is taking it away from his feet. Polo stops the clearance in its tracks. He's got the ball now on the edge of the centre circle. Back to Howarth now. Howarth. Oh, lovely ball through here to Gillam, but he was offside. The flag goes up, but referee allows play to continue as the ball has rolled through to the goalkeeper anyway.
I think his first touch didn't help him there, but there's a lot more energy about the team second half, a lot more energy about Guiseley, taking advantage of Halifax's wholesale changes. So,
free.
George Cantrell just races to close down the Halifax left back and catches him.
Kimmy12 asking on the Mixlr chat room what's the score is. The score is Guiseley 1, Halifax 2. Kaine Felix scored for the Lions to give the Lions the lead after 13 minutes. Niall Maher and Jamie Allen for Halifax.
And we may not be in front here, but there's a lot of positives from this second half performance particularly. You will be able to watch it yourself It's on the YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, search for Official Guiseley AFC.
After the game, it's not live.
It's not live. It'll be on later today. Click the subscribe button, click the notifications. There's a little bell to get notifications. And when it does go online, you'll get a notification.
Now Halifax have the ball. They've raced into the penalty area. Hamza Ben-Sharif has stuck at the task and managed to get enough of his foot on the ball to put it behind for a corner. That was from nowhere. A ball forward, really nicely landed, and Halifax were almost through. But for really strong work there from Hamza Ben-Sharif.
So the substitutes that happened ages ago now for Halifax, it was Maher, Crane and Hyde went off. King, Bradbury and Allen came on.
Gateshead won South Shields 0 in another pre-season friendly. We played South Shields last year, won 6-0. Gabriel Johnson scored 4 that afternoon, do you remember?
Oh, yeah, that was a good day.
Corner for Halifax. Not been enjoying these. The corner whipped in up towards the edge of the penalty spot.
And again.
Headed away.
Yeah.
And a free kick's been given anyway in the penalty
He's
area.
got a little nudge in his back.
And Kimmy 12, just asking again, is Nathan Newell playing at the moment? No, Nathan's on the bench along with Adam Hoare and Paul Clayton and one more trialist. We've just had one change so far, I think. Trialist 12 on for Brad Nicholson. So with 18 minutes to go, probably see a couple of changes, I would imagine, depending on how the management feel this is representative of perhaps a first 11 and whether they want to get their legs worked through more fully. The ball played over the top now for George Cantrell to chase, and he's got it just up from the corner flag. He's really pressed up high now. Princek Polo is fouled as he receives the ball from Cantrell's pass. He's brought down, so about a couple of yards from the angle of the penalty area on the right-hand side. It's Cantrell's good opportunity, this.
Cantrell's put some good balls in from this position so far today. He's got Howarth there as well, hovering over it, who's taken a couple of free kicks today.
I think it'll be Howarth left foot, curl it in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Ben-Sharif, Cowan, trialist 10. They've got some height, haven't they?
Whip this in, get this under the bar, and we'll see what happens. Got plenty of height in the box. Cowan and Ben-Sharif, trialist 10. He's no slouch.
And Gabriel Johnson as well is making his way in there. The ball's whipped in. It's taken a deflection off a defender. It's gone behind for a corner on the left-hand side. Had pace, didn't it, on the ball there?
Yeah, quite low. Whipped in towards the sort of centre of the 6-yard box. Good defending, good reactions from the Halifax defenders to get that over the bar.
I've just followed some games on the live score, and I've just realised I've followed Rotherham versus Wickham, and it's a championship game. Corner comes in, still surprises me. The corner hasn't been dealt with well.
Oh.
Gabriel Johnson collects, then he's fouled. I didn't know which way the referee was going to go with that because the foot might have been a little high when he won the ball.
Going for the ball and they both clattered into each other.
But guys have got a free kick, and it's to the left of the D by about 4 or 5 yards. It's probably almost half a foot from the edge of the penalty area.
Tom correctly points out, this is Hamza territory.
Why isn't he on with that
you
sort
laugh,
of...
But Darlington,
Yes.
he whacked one in.
Yeah.
And towards the end of last season, that's what he was doing. They were laying it off, and he's hovering over it again.
Guys, he's going to face a 4-man wall. Hamza Ben-Sharif and trialist 10, the two, stood over. And Gillam's just trying to distract the goalkeeper by lurking around on the edge of the 6-yard box.
Various disco moves.
And it'll be trialist 10 maybe to take it. No, he dips it over to the right when Hamza Ben-Sharif takes it. By the time that works, the defender's closed it down and within 2 yards has blocked it. And now the counter-attack could be on as Halifax get a throw just inside the halfway line. And it's actually a time really just to reset themselves. And
Possible words got out about Hamza territory.
Tom has given the game away.
I blame Tom.
Trialist 10's fouled on the halfway line. I blame Tom for most things. It's a very useful approach to life, I find. Tom, why are we 2-1 down? Howarth on the halfway line will take the free kick. And he's not sure what the options are here. He plays it down the left-hand side. It's towards Johnson. The flag's up, and it's a free kick. It's sort of losing its shape, isn't it, the game, as you might expect pre-season friendly. The intensity's obviously dropping as well. The energy levels sapping and waning.
75 minutes in, this Lions team, there's only been one change. Halifax with multiple changes. Yeah, it's not hugely surprising that it's fraying at the edges a little.
Now the ball with Halifax, the ball crossed into the box, in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, and a super save at the near post to deny the visitors a third. A really good reaction save from the trialist goalkeeper, who at that near post had to produce quite a palm away to prevent from close range. Halifax going 3-1 up. 13 minutes to go, and a corner for the visitors now, as they've got bodies in the box this time. They've got 2 inside the 6-yard box and 2 on the penalty spot. So there's an in-swinger, I think, in the offing here, as the corner is lined up. The referee waiting for it to take place. It's into the 6-yard box, not cleared. Chance for a shot, helped away by trialist 12. All the way to the halfway line and out for a throw-in. Still 2-1 to Halifax, 13 minutes to go. Jamie Allen and Niall Maher for the visitors, cancelling out Kaine Felix's opening goal for Guiseley, the first one scored here since March. And a pleasure it was to be here, a privilege it was to be here to see it. It's a chance now for Halifax to spend some time in the Lions half after Guiseley have enjoyed more of the attacking play in the second period. There's a foul now as the ball is going to be put into the net, but the flag was already up, and Hamza Ben Sharif, I think, might have been fouled in the build-up to that goal that would never be as well. So free kick now for the home side, which is taken by trialist goalkeeper Ben Sharif. Just rolls the ball in front of him and plays it long up towards Kaine Felix. And Gillam collects right-hand side of the penalty box, intercepted by the defender. Defender tumbles, but no foul. And Gillam will take it and try and get it past him this time. It's beaten away, but Cantrell wins it back with a really good tackle into the box towards Gabriel Johnson, but before it landed on Johnson's foot, Howarth steamed across and blasted the ball way over the bar. And I'm not quite sure that Johnson's expression was one of serendipity.
I think Howarth might owe Gabriel a bag of crisps or something, because completely nicked that off him. And saw the glory again. There's that glory.
He even managed to miss the netting again behind the goal.
Again,
cleared that.
Should have to go and get it himself.
Exactly right.
COVID secure rules and all that.
Clearance by the goalkeeper, plays it out. Intercepted now by George Cantrell, but he's closed down in turn.
Look, if Glenn Maxwell has to go and get his own ball, it's good enough.
Throw in for Guiseley with midway-ish through the Halifax half, perhaps more like final third. It's going to be trialist 10. He's got a bit of a throw in him. Goes back to the hoarding. Don't know if he'll make it as far as the penalty area or the near the edge of the 6-yard box with this throw. But that's certainly where Hamza Ben Sharif is. And Dan Cowan. And just in front, Howarth. Howarth is probably more likely to get it. Ben Sharif goes up towards that area. They do earn the corner, which I think is probably what the intention was from that particular move.
Yeah, well, if you can't create something, just make it difficult for them, make them make a mistake, and that's what he did. And off it goes for a corner. But we've got to start making something from these corners. There's not a huge amount come from them.
So set up for the corner then, right-hand side. The cross comes in, whipped into the 6-yard box, and that one was almost goal-bound, but somehow turned away from inside the 6-yard box and out for another corner.
As I was saying, very dangerous from corners in this second half.
Yeah, good analysis there, Dave. Corner comes in again. Everybody in the 6-yard box this time. In swinger, headed away this time. Halifax clear their lines. Kaine Felix is penalised for overly pulling and pushing in his efforts to win the ball back. So it will be a free kick to Halifax. 9 minutes to go. Surprised there's no changes, Dave?
I am surprised. I'm surprised there's no movement at all on the bench. It doesn't look like there's any intention of changing. Yeah, I understand they want to get. This is probably as close to the first 11 as as they're going to get in that first FA Cup game. When is it? October the 3rd, scheduled for.
Yeah.
So they want to get game time, and that's happened in the past couple of seasons. But I'm surprised that they're not going to give Nathan or Adam 10 minutes.
Now Felix has picked up the ball inside the penalty area on the left-hand side, crosses it infield, trying to get it towards Gillam, doesn't do so this time. Looks like there's a nudge in the back on Felix. Referee's not interested, and he's given a throw to Halifax. So, yes, not convinced with that one, but Felix is down at the more worryingly.
Into the advertising hoardings there.
And he's down, and he's going to need a little bit of treatment. There's,
oh, dear.
A bit of grumbling going on here.
He's sitting up, is Kaine. I think he's just winded himself, holding on to his hand there.
And comes Ash Proctor.
That wasn't a foul. That was
all masked.
No attempt to play the ball there in any way.
Ash Proctor comes on all masked up and with his pinny on has to race across the field on a hot afternoon. And Kaine Felix is off the field, so technically I suppose we could get back underway, but as it's a friendly, I think I'll just give him a moment. 8 minutes to go. And there's starting to be a little bit of a warm-up of the substitutes. 3 remaining are warming up. Paul Clayton's not. He's sort of lurking around. So it's if Kaine Felix needs more attention, I think that's what the...
He's moving all right. He's had a clout. Hopefully that's all it is. He doesn't seem to be moving with much difficulty. So
10 minutes to go. It would be interesting to see.
Yeah, your heart sinks though, doesn't it, when you see a player rally, clatter into the advertising hoardings like that, especially one as important as Kaine.
Gabriel Johnson's just had to clear two fences. He's gone between the stands to try and recover the ball. That's how few people we've got around here to.
I mean, we've all been there, haven't we? Been able to leapfrog those advertising hoardings with great ease.
Now, Prince Ekpolo, I have a feeling that's a dig at me for some reason. Prince Ekpolo's got the ball in the middle of the park. He's played it out to the right-hand side to Dan Cowan on the halfway line. He's closed down, and Halifax have won the ball up. Cowan sticks at his task and does so a little bit over-exuberantly, according to the referee. Free kick to the visitors. His final moment's a little bit more disjointed. Has he not yet done enough? There was definitely a rolling ball there. So the free kick will be taken again, despite it being picked out by trialist 12 for Guiseley.
I'm back trying to make sure that Guiseley stay high, keep closing down. This last 10 minutes, they might get a second. There's still a chance to get an equaliser. Result doesn't matter as much as performance, and I think second half Guiseley have done much better, much better, defended better, put the pressure on, created opportunities. There's much to be positive about from this second half performance.
Trialist 12 on the ball, moving up the field, plays it into the feet of Gabriel Johnson, who plays the ball right to Prince Ekpolo. Advantage, because there was a little trip on Johnson after the ball is played by the referee. Anyway, the ball goes back this time to Howarth, and then Ben Sharif is forced to go long with it. It's headed away off the edge of the 18-yard box. Ekpolo can't win possession back, and so up come Halifax once again on the counter-attack over the halfway line. They've got players spare if it can be found. It goes the wrong way. It goes to the right-hand side, and Ben Sharif can try and prevent the cross coming in. Headed away by trialist 12, well. Collected here by Gabriel Johnson. He's dispossessed, and the ball's back into the penalty area. Trialist 12 this time again does well, clears, hits the midriff of Howarth, who sends it back into Halifax's territory. The ball takes a wicked deflection and is claimed by the trialist goalkeeper. And now rolled out to Gabriel Johnson, who quickly plays it down the left-hand side. Kaine Felix back in his pomp, collects the ball, takes it past the defender into the penalty area. Get a shot away. Takes a deflection, surely? No, it doesn't. It's out for a goal kick. Kaine Felix got a firm strike on it, and it just curled away from the goal and behind. And it will be a goal kick
again.
For
absolutely backs
Halifax.
himself. Slightly hurries the shot, hits it slightly off balance, and always going wide. But again, he's been a threat, continues to be a threat all the way through.
Leamington 1, Solihull Moors 3. Leamington were the last team to play here at Nethermoor, I think, if that's right. Leamington were the last team to play at Nethermoor, weren't they?
They were. They were. Good day that day. 3-0 win.
I wonder if Solihull feature Rhys McNally as well.
For a moment, all was right with the world.
Header out as the ball goes forward. And there's a player down, a Halifax man. It's gone out. I think it's going to be a throw for guys who will restart. It's been an enjoyable afternoon. It's a shame that the Lions haven't quite got the ball over the line. Last 3 minutes of the game. And Halifax are under pressure again as their injury's no real problem, doesn't need any treatment. Guys, a bit slack in possession. And it needs Howarth to put a good tackle in to win possession back for Guiseley. Gillum now on the ball on the right-hand side, but he's out-muscled by the defender. Ekpolo stands ready to recollect the ball for Guiseley, though, and it's now with trialist 10, right flank, trialist 10. Can he deliver a good cross? It's a nice one, up towards the back post. Almost finds Kaine Felix like it did on Tuesday night. The goalkeeper leaps, gets a palm on it, just enough to take it away. Corner kick to Guiseley. 2-1 to Halifax still. Corner goes short. Gabriel Johnson, Kaine Felix will collect it back. He crosses from a better position up towards Hamza Ben Sharif. He gets a head on it, tried to nod across the face of goal. But again, defenders there to clear. Guiseley with the throw. Ekpolo, just up from the centre circle, looking forward. Has a little bit of a run. Players begin to crowd around him. Howarth, out to the left-hand side. Felix, edge of the penalty area, left flank. Felix dips it back into the box. Down here, Johnson with a shot. Takes a deflection, gets away from Gillum. Then a little deflection from trialist 10 as the clearance comes in, and it's a goal kick after trialist 10's effort goes just the wrong side of the upright. It just looked like it was opening up there, didn't it, Dave?
It did, it did. Kaine, again, gets to the byline, gets the ball across, and then it just sort of pinballs around the 6-yard box, fell to Gabriel. And then Halifax just throwing bodies in the way of it to try and stop the ball from going in, and just unfortunately didn't land kindly for anyone in a Guiseley shirt.
Alan just on the Mixlr chat room reminding us to keep an eye out for Connor Brown and Aaron Martin in the Football League this afternoon. That's 2 bookings waiting to happen.
Well, Con Brown, yellow card to give him his full name.
Now there's...
I loved Connor Brown, he was great.
He's brilliant. Free kick to Halifax in left-back position from a throw.
I remember that Accrington game that he just ran himself into the ground on that day.
Had he not got sent off against Lincoln, they may not have had that incredible run, because I thought we were good for...
He was unjustly sent off as well.
Yeah, he was. Nice move here from Halifax from the back, just as Gabriel Johnson pressed. Goes back to the goalkeeper. Johnson still running himself ragged, chasing down the goalkeeper, almost getting there. Get it away. Howarth rather sloppy in the pass. Gives it to Cantrell. Tackle comes in on Cantrell, who worked very hard to get it. The ball. Then Hamza Ben Sharif will sweep up as Halifax press. Trialist goalkeeper. Very cool. Plays it out here to Howarth, who can't keep it in play this time, and it's out for a... Sorry, Cowan, who can't keep it in play, and it's gone out for a throw-in between the 2 dugouts. Can't remember the last time we played a team in orange. I have a feeling it'll be somebody like Braintree.
Who?
I know. Don't score any goals from the halfway line, anyone, will you? the ball now with Halifax.
I don't know. At this point, maybe. Oh, no. Let's not even entertain the idea.
Halifax on the left-hand side, still trying to tease out a cross. Eventually it comes in up towards the edge of the 18-yard box, and it's headed up in the air. It had the trialist goalkeeper a little bit flummoxed, scurrying back to the goal line, gets a tip of his fingers on the ball, and he puts it over. It'll be corner for Halifax into stoppages now, into added time.
Yeah, I think momentarily he thought he had it. I've got this. Oh, no, I don't.
Ooh.
And then have
It
to
looped, didn't it?
hook it over the bar. Did well, though, to recover.
It's finished Stockport 2, Curzon Ashton 0, so Stockport successful in that pre-season friendly against our National North rivals back here on Tuesday night. Cross comes in. One of the things that I'm always slightly hoping we can continue is the fact we've never lost to Stockport. Ever.
Yes, that really annoys them as well.
Yes,
doesn't it?
it does. I just do hope we can continue that. I'm sure that will be a bigger ask now that they're flying high in the National League.
It's always a big ask to not.
Play back underway now from the feet of Guiseley's trialist goalkeeper, Hamza Ben Sharif. Firm ball forward is the last entry into the action this afternoon of what's been a fairly major afternoon for Guiseley and for Nethermoor and for football's return to the club. Kaine Felix scored for Guiseley to give the Lions a 1-0 lead, but Niall Maher and Jamie Allen both scored within quick succession in 6 minutes of each other. All the goals in the first 30 minutes. It finished after that with two teams that were changed in terms of lots of changes in the Halifax side. Just the one swap, though, for Guiseley, surprisingly. And in the end, Guiseley have run out in their return here at Nethermoor in a pre-season friendly, where, of course, a score doesn't matter. But it's finished here. A defeat for the Lions. Guiseley 1, Halifax 2.